Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Show, or should I say the Grassroots Weekend Show. I'm Mal Lee, your host for this evening, and like they say, every other evening, or like I say, I'm on my own tonight, guests. What can I do? Well, I just have to get on with the show. Apologies, you just have to bear with me, and hopefully you'll enjoy the show. That's all to our viewers and our listeners with the Don't Cross the Line website. So if you wanted to listen in on the website, it's www.don'txtheline.com. Also, you can go on to DXTL TV from the Touchlines, which are obviously on now, YouTube. We just need more and more likes, please, for the shows. We need more guests coming on. We've got plenty and plenty, but we want to make it more and more. It's as simple as that only. That's why I'm on YouTube and I'm also in the studio. And I'm hoping you're looking and you're liking the studio. A little bit more acoustic tiles to put up there to keep the sound barrier, that little bit extra, give us that radio sound, as they say. So, as I say, let's just hope that you're enjoying it. But we've been working hard on the office as well, with our lovely album. Do you know what? I'll tell you all about it when it's finished, and we're hoping to get it finished next week. Fingers crossed that we do, and we'll give you a little tour of it. And also the person who's been behind the scenes helped me to design the office, and I haven't showed you it yet because it's still in the process, but over the moon. Couldn't thank that person enough. That hopefully you'll get it next week on the Grassroots Weekend Show, maybe Friday, Saturday or Sunday. Well, we're normally looking forward to having grassroots football today, tomorrow, not to be at the moment, and when it does come back, we're looking at the government announcements with Mr. Boris Johnson, who has said that in October he's looking to bring spectators back to the stadiums. Now then, this is in October, and this is going to be trials first. You can see the way he's going, so really it's not going to be in October. I reckon it's going to be in August, because if you're having the trials, then the fans have got to go in there to see if they work for October. That's my opinion anyway. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let's just see, because they're going to do, as I say, little trials about that. Don't know where they're going to get the fans from to see if it does work, and I don't know what we need to do to get the fans to see how it is to make it work, because I don't know. I'm totally confused, and I think you all are too. If that's the case, that they're not going to be allowed until October, and that may go a little bit later, we're not sure, depending on the trials, as we say, that they're putting on, and as I say, we don't know where they're putting them on, but what's it going to do to affect grassroots football? We've had a couple of shows. Myself, Paul, were discussing it yesterday and over the last few days on the DXTL Grassroots podcast. We've discussed about what they think, or what you think as well, may happen in grassroots football. Now, it's on an open field. Who's going to stop the spectators turning up? Who's going to put the markers up for social distancing? It's got to be the club, it's got to be the managers, it's got to be the coaches, it's got to be the committee members, and parents have got to adhere to that. Now, if you cast your mind back when we were bringing out the touchline barriers for respect, working closely with the Football Foundation and the FA, we introduced them with Don't Cross the Line many years ago. Not every club, not every team has the touchline barriers, and that was to keep spectators away from the pitch, to stop pitch encroachment. Has every club got them? Do they work? I think they work. I think it's a massive deterrent to grassroots football. This is my opinion, and many others out there, coaches, managers, parents, committee members, will agree with me as well. They do work. They do segregate parents, because you tell parents to stand on one line and the away team or the home team will stand on the other line. And it does give that added benefits, because it stops confrontation. That's my honest opinion. With all the years that I've been walking the touchlines and watching spectators, watching the parents, watching the managers, it really works a treat when the barriers are out. Okay, parents may hang the coats up there for the kids, you have to tell them. They just work a treat, but the barriers need to be upgraded a little bit. That's my honest opinion. We were looking into that. We were looking to companies to come to us. We promoted it. Every company took it over as, if you saw the barriers, there were bits of ropes, there were little tapes, there were, you know, as agreed with Don't Cross the Line, all these companies were selling, or we're taking off there now because everyone's got their own barriers and they stopped giving us the credit that we deserve because we brought these barriers out for Spectators. And we worked very, very closely with companies to do that and also with the FA. Now, are they working now? You know, I'd like your opinion on that. Obviously, they won't be because there's no grassroots football at the moment, is there? So they're obviously not working. But when these friendlies do occur again, when they come back, which is imminent, maybe let's make these barriers mandatory. That would help massively, that's my honest opinion. And we can put little markers on each barrier to segregate the parents where they stand, you know, so it gives them a little bit of a distance. It may cause a lot more shouting because Tom would have to shout over to Fred, who's 6 foot away, 2 metres away, if that's going to come in, because we're talking, or Boris was talking about getting rid of the 2 metre social distance, and that could happen. But the trials are going to be on the Premier League games or professional games anyway. But grassroots has not been mentioned, that one. So I'd love your thoughts on it. What you think about grassroots spectators, everyone getting together. Will they adhere to it? Maybe one club. If it's down to the clubs. If they put the foot down and basically tell everyone this is where it's going to work, otherwise, are they going to stop them coming into the club? Doubt it very, very much. And it'll suddenly all disappear. People will get cloaks out. We know how it works. Are they going to make mask wearing mandatory at grassroots football? It's outside. They turn around and say, it don't work. Now, there's a mixed reception that you've seen all over social media about people not wanting to wear masks, about people wanting to wear masks. We just don't know how that's going to happen. It's just conflict everywhere. You know, you're looking at this COVID-19 and it's caused mayhem. It was fantastic for the lockdown. People adhered to it. Then they got bored and people start breaking the laws, the rules, the regulations. You can see the way it's going on. We don't want that. We just want everyone, especially us that don't cross the line. Our job is to bring people together, and we'll be doing that as well. Okay, but as we said yesterday, under the mask, you can put a bit of duct tape. Be fantastic. No one would see that, just a mask. Stop you shouting at the referees. Stop those referees, poor referees, getting all the verbal abuse and being shown that aggressive behaviour, the racist comments, and especially the bullying towards the young referees and towards each other, basically, and the kids on the football pitch, because some of the kids, a little bit older kids, they start bullying on the football pitch as well. So we need to all get that out of our system and let's all start behaving and becoming friendlier in grassroots football. Has COVID-19 taught us a lesson? We're not too sure, because grassroots football has not come back at the moment, so we're unsure. Will we be needed anymore? You know, that I'd be over the moon, I'd hold my hands up, clap my hands if we weren't, but I can't see that. I do think that we'll still be needed on and off the field of play, trying to bring some sort of order together, bring the people together, having a bit of banter. That's the way grassroots football should be. The kids should be allowed to develop their skills. The referees should be allowed to develop their skills as well, because they want to go further. But with the verbal abuse and aggressive behaviour thrown at them, it's very, very hard for them. So I admire all the top referees, not top referees, the younger referees who are getting out there and doing the job, and they do suffer. I must admit, many of them are still at school, so we need to curb our behaviour and remember safeguarding. This is a child protection issue, as we put on yesterday's show. You must have seen, you know, child protection in sport is a major plus. And me, thankfully, I've got one of these safeguarding awards from the NSPCC. I'm over the moon with that one, and I always put it into practice. And I can put it into practice because I've had loads and loads of experience since 2003. So we know what to expect of parents, of managers, of the aunties, the uncles, all spectators and committees as well. But we have a great relationship within the grassroots family, within the grassroots public, the FA, the Premier League, everyone, government bodies. That's the word I was trying to find, and I'm sure you're all shouting at me out there as well. Well, anyway, government bodies are all on our side, supporting us and making a difference with us. And we didn't have our Respect campaign, which is just gone. But before we go on to the Respect, I'd just like you to get your messages in. Tell me what you think about Spectators coming back to grassroots football. We're not really talking about it. We're talking about fans a lot coming back to stadiums, because I need them. I need the fans to give you that edge on professional football, and it must make a difference with the players as well if they're used to it. But how it's going to be when they've got a 50, 60, 70,000 crowd back out there, they've forgotten what they're playing in front of, and would it put them off? Would they all be nervous, or would they just love it and start bringing out this lovely football that they're used to as well? Okay, I'd love your thoughts. man@don'ttexttheline.com. Send all the messages in to me. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the social network sites. And as I said, we're very, very close to finishing the office, the reception area, and obviously the podcast studio. And we can't wait to get our guests in, which should be starting to queue up within the next couple of weeks, and give you some sort of, wow, here we go, oomph to DXTL Grassroots Podcast and DXTL TV from the Touchlines. And forgive me if you're looking at me, I keep looking at this as well as looking at the camera, but we've got to make sure that the podcast is recording as well as the camera. So you can see why I've got remote control here to organise the camera as well, and I'm on my own. Yeah, feel sorry for me. And normally I have co-hosts with me, Paul, who probably may be back for tomorrow, I'm not too sure, but if not, we'll do it again with myself, and you can send in any messages that you'd like to send in to me as well. We've done an appeal yesterday for one of our friends, Steve Sullivan, for the youngster that you'll see, or you've seen on the show. So get your funding in for that one. Raise funds, please, if you can. And if you've got anything that you'd like us to mention on air, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. We'd love to put it out for you, and especially if it's affecting grassroots football somewhere. So we need your support in everything that we do, and we need you for interviews. So get in touch with me if you're up for an interview. I have got a queue, and I'm looking to bring in the ex-professional footballers, professional footballers, people who've been around, people who mean a lot, government bodies all coming into us. They were all coming in before COVID-19, and they haven't changed their mind. We're all ready for it. You see social distancing, you can wash your hands, dry your hands, whatever you want to do, 24 hours a day. Put your mask on if you want to be filmed with a mask on. It's entirely up to yourself. In this studio, I think we're very, very safe, and I've been working very, very hard. Everyone knows the way I work. It's all voluntary, it's all not-for-profit. We're a community interest company, and we need your support, especially you businesses out there. If you want to support us next year with Respect, well, we have. You've seen these, you've been looking at these. These are our red cards, and it does say you're off. These are the yellow cards. Now, on the back of them, you'll find, if you see them, pull me up and ask me what they're all about. We'll show you what they're all about. We'll give them to any spectator who's misbehaving. They're not for official use, and it states on the back, not for official use. Get onto that one. Yeah, I come up with that idea myself, and I just love it, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. But you know, it gives it's just that extra oomph. There you go, you're off, and the managers are warned. We can do it as well, we don't cross the line, and we'd love your thoughts on that. Now, we've been working on the Green Card Award for many, many years. We brought it out, and what it is, you can see it's like a 5 marks there, so we can give them out as well, all our volunteers, and we'll monitor football teams. You know, the ones who won the awards have loved it. We have a presentation, and we invite teams, clubs there who have been our winners with lovely trophies, lovely buffet that we've put on, and it's been absolutely fantastic. But obviously it was cancelled. A couple of years we've been cancelled because things went wrong, and this COVID-19 just put everything into perspective, and there's no way we could give awards out to teams that, you know, half a season, and everyone's agreed with us. But the Respect Award, Green Card Award, this is what it's all about. It's all about touchline behaviour, good touchline behaviour. So if we monitor good touchline behaviour, on and off the field of play, then we'll give these cards out, and you can accumulate them. You can tell your parents. It's to give an incentive to teams, to players, to clubs, you know, even the referees as well. you can nominate an award for the referees. We normally do that. That is there for next season, and we'd love to team up for our presentation, for our trophies and awards, with someone out there, a business, who can see the brilliant side of these cards. We're really going to publicise it this year because we're on YouTube, we're on the podcast, we've got more equipment coming. You're going to see a difference with us when the new equipment comes in. You're going to love it. And it's all for grassroots football. And as I say, it's all voluntary, so everything that you can throw into us and get support behind us, the longer we can keep going and motivate yourselves on and off the field of play. Encourage more referees to come into the sport, work with the county FAs, work with football's governing bodies to make a difference, to do something in grassroots football. And as I said, these are working a treat once the parents all know about it, and we are supported nationwide with this. And you've got Wostock Hall there in Preston, you've got the Sheffield and District Junior Sunday League as well. Nathan Batchelor left there to go to work with the county, so not the county FA, sorry Nathan, to the FA. Absolute gem of a guy who understands grassroots football through and through, and he's in close contact with us all the time. I'm in close contact with every football's governing body. I've got contacts, we talk all the time. The PFA, who support our Respect Awareness t-shirts for the Premier League referees, the PGMOL, and for those who don't know what it's all about, and Liv Henderson, she knows what it's all about now. The Premier Games match officials, and if you want to add on the L, it's limited. So remember that, because many referees out there don't know that. And if you want to be reminded of it, and you see Liv Henderson walking around doing referee, just say, what's that PGMOL stand for? And she will let you know, no problem. And unfortunately we haven't got Liv with us, because she's skiving, she's gone to Scotland, Bonnie Scotland, and the weather's going to be absolutely brilliant over there. And I told her I wouldn't mention the weather, because she says you always curse it. Whenever you mentioned it in grassroots, and Nathan Batchelor will always send you a message and tell you, Mal, what did you mention the weather for? You'd always turn around and say it's going to be lovely sunshine, and what happens? The heavens open. As soon as you mention it, the heavens open and grassroots football is cancelled. Well, that's the way it worked for us. So I didn't promise Liv that I wouldn't mention the weather, but I have. And I did say there may be snow on high ground. I don't know how low she is over in Scotland, not even too sure where she is, but she needed a break. Anyway, Liv Henderson, hurry up, get back. I'm not wishing your holiday away, I'm sure, I'm positive. I'm just hoping that we can see you as one of the referees out there as well. And you referees, we did mention yesterday, have you been thinking about packing it? And no, Liv is all for it, she's gunning for it, she wants to make it to the very, very top, and she will. And she's got our support from Don't Cross the Line, I assure you. She's going to be one of the top referees, female referees, I assure you she will be brilliant. And we always get managers, coaches, send us messages in regarding the performance of Liv, this before COVID-19. But she's been keeping herself fit, she's really up for it, she's looking forward to working closely with the county FAs, with you, the grassroots football teams. And obviously if we ever travel out and we come out with our DXTL Roadshow, which is the plans, we'll bring Liv along, and maybe she could referee a small-sided game and you just see how good she is. She'd love that as well. But anyway, these are the red cards, these are the yellow cards, and you'll be receiving them on the touchlines if you're misbehaving. But if you're not misbehaving, you'll be receiving the DXTL Green Card Award for Respect, because we want to see all encouragements towards our referees, towards each other on the football fields. The kids want to develop their skills, so do the referees. Keep that in mind when football comes back, and it won't be too long. But as I say, we'd love to hear your thoughts about what we've been talking about here. Spectators at Premier League games, spectators at grassroots football, and our Respect Green Card Award. We'd love to hear your thoughts on that, and if you want to be part of it, simply drop me a line, mal@don'txtheline.com, and we'll give you the answer straight back. But any questions you've got, feel free, get in touch with us, because when the guests come, we'll be bigger, better, and I assure you, more interesting. And it won't just be Paul Malday on his own. But if he's on his own, and I'm hoping you're enjoying it, well done to all our visitors, views from America, love you tuning in, and Australia, and the messages that we do get. But we want more messages from the UK as well, please, because they just love the work we do in Don't Cross the Line. In the meantime, thank you very, very much indeed for tuning in to the DXTL Podcast Show and DXTL TV from the Touchlines. We'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. So, for myself, Marlene, all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line and Best Bet campaign, have a great evening. Good night, God bless. See you tomorrow at 7.